Hi, everybody. Welcome to Bruton, Alabama, as we get set for a warm matchup on a Sunday afternoon, Super Bowl Sunday. Kansas City Chiefs, Philadelphia Eagles a little bit later on, but right now it is the Coyotes and the Vols. Robert Williamson set to bring you the coverage. As stepping in to start it off is Cruz Harlan for John A. Logan. Two-hitter is Briar Arview. Austin Weigert is batting in the 3 spot. Trey Swiderski batting 4th. Pablo Raballer is the 5-hitter. Jonah Weathers in the 6 spot. Jaden Hart bats 7th. Jude Farley 8th. And Hayden Bates in that 9 hole, all facing Kobe Riggs, getting his first start of the year on the hill for the Coyotes, coming in with a 1-5 mark, but that 1 was their last outing, a 6-zip win over John Melvin University. Meanwhile, the rest of the lineup, behind the plate, DJ Ergel, first baseman Ethan McAnally, the second baseman Will Smith, shortstop Brooks Hart, and at third Blake Smith. Pace Young and left center fielder Jeremiah Gary. Jay Davis in right. 1-2 the count. And a shot in the direction of right field, and coming over to make the catch. Jay Davis kicked it in, makes the dive just prior to the foul line, and able to bring in the Harlan foul ball. Make that a fair ball near the foul line for out number 1. So on away with Briar Arview coming to the plate. Well, you've probably already noticed, I think we are 3 games in to coverage of the Coyotes, that the coverage looks a little bit different. And that is because there is no press box at the moment. A lot of work being done here, reconstruction or construction. And I think Kamari was seated over near the third base dugout for a couple of games. But the concrete slab behind home plate laid, so we can get a little better look. On the inside part of the plate, it is 0-2 on our view. And I would assume by next year we'll be able to get back up into the box. Fouled away, and it stays 0-2. Kind of thinking unless they really get to work. And I mean, like extra hours and all-night ventures, probably won't have the construction done this year. 0-2 pitch, just a little bit outside, 1-2. But thus the different look. Actually out in the elements. On a very warm day, temperatures 22 degrees above normal for this time of year. On the outside part of the plate, and out will go Arview. So 2 up and 2 gone. The fly out by Harlan, the strikeout by Arview. And there's 2 gone for the 3-hitter Austin Weigert. A little low with the first pitch. John A. Logan coming in with a 3-2 mark. Lost to Northwest Florida State, Pearl River. Wins over Florence Darlington Tech, which, by the way, we see on Saturday, I think it is, against Georgia Military College in softball. Knocked off Coastal Alabama South by a 4-3 score. Count even in 1 on Weigert. Trace Swiderski to the on-deck circle. That one sent out of play. Well, I'm looking at the footprint. The concrete footprint is directly behind home plate. There is some work that's being done more so towards the dugouts on both sides. So I'm not sure if it will be expanded to just here directly behind home plate. and then a bit down the lines. But we can guarantee with Daniel Head, the AD, in charge of the work, going to look good when it all gets wrapped up. 1 ball, couple of strikes. Just a little bit outside, and the count evens up at 2. Fans from Illinois, from Bruton, and apparently even little furry fans have checked out the baseball game this afternoon. 3-2 the count. Count full, 3-2. 2 gone, nobody aboard. We're in the top part of the first. Weigard trying to become the first ball runner. And Riggs trying to turn it into a 3-up, 3-down inning. That is high and away, and Weigard giving a trip down to first. So a base runner on for Trey Swiderski. Pablo Raballer moving to the on-deck circle. A lot of sports this week, and as a matter of fact, it's that time of year where you're blending sports. Basketball, softball, baseball. We did some swimming championships for the South Atlantic Conference yesterday. And got cross country. I'll make that indoor track and field coming up in a couple of weeks up in Birmingham. So a lot of different sports going on currently. 0-1 the count on Swiderski. Swing miss, off and running is Weigard. Ball winds up in center field. Weigard hops up, goes to third, and he will be there safely. So 90 feet away, the Vols with their first potential run of the game. Swiderski asked to drive him in. Pablo Raballer on deck. Meanwhile, Riggs, if he can get Swiderski, gets out of a wee bit of a bind here in the top part of the first. As the breeze begins to pick up. Swiderski, a .235 hitter on the year. He swings, he misses. Out goes Swiderski. Weigard left on. 4 up, 3 down, 1 stranded as we head to the bottom of the first.
There once was a young coyote.
You're fired.
He found himself ill-suited for the jobs of the world. He struggled to compete in the corporate environment.
Yeah, this isn't working out.
And failed at the simplest of tasks.
I think I'm gonna have to let you go.
No matter how hard he tried, his coyote hands were just not meant for regular jobs.
That guy is fired.
Until one day, when he was hired for the perfect job. To become a mascot. And then he found the place where he could thrive. Find the place where you thrive at Coastal Alabama Community College.
We head to the bottom of the first after a scoreless top part of the inning. 4 go up, 3 go down, 1 stranded in that visitor half of the inning. Jeremiah Gary starting it off for Coastal North. Brooks Hart is the 2-hitter. Ethan McAnally in the 3 spot. Elijah Gilliams batting 4th. Pace Young 5th. DJ Ergel is the 6-hitter. There is a base wrap up the middle. And on to lead things off is Coastal North's Jeremiah Gary. Rest of that lineup, Jay Davis in the 7-hole. 8-hitter Blake Smith, Will Smith batting 9th. Thomas Howard getting the start on the hill for the Vols. Behind the plate is Jude Farley. Pablo Raballer at first. And right on cue, throw over to Raballer. Back safely is Gary. Jonah Weathers at second. Shortstop Cruz Harlan. Hayden Bates is at third. And in the outfield of Austin Weigert in left. Center fielder Jaden Hart. Trey Swiderski is in right field. 0-1 the count on Hart. Gary got his lead over at first. And he will scamper back to the bag. Gary a couple of stolen bases this year. Hart 2 of 12 at the plate. A 167 hitter with 4 walks and a strikeout. Got a base runner on, bottom of the first, inside with the pitch. 2-1 on Hart. And those 4 walks leading the Coyotes early. Gary slight lead at first. Raballer holds him on. Here's the pitch. Gary takes off, and he'll get tagged out. Caught stealing for the first time this year. So the leadoff single is whacked out. Gary back to the dugout. And there's one away with nobody aboard for Hart. Count runs full. Hart 1 strikeout this year. Full count, 3-2. Here is the Howard payoff. Fouled off over in the direction of first, and the at-bat for Hart continuing. You might hear the breeze picking up occasionally. That's because the breeze is picking up occasionally. As a matter of fact, gust every now and then to 13. Out of the west, it's 7. Swing and a miss, and there's the first strikeout of the game for Howard. And the second one of the year for Hart. Two gone, Ethan McAnally next. McAnally 1 hit, 1 RBI this year. Elijah Gilliams to the on-deck circle. 5, 6, and 7 in the John A. Logan order when you get to the top of the second. One on pitch. Count evens up 1 apiece. 1 9-inning game. Not doing the 2 7s today, which I would assume means a mercy rule potential after 7. 1 ball, couple of strikes on McAnally. Elijah Gilliams on deck. 1-2 offering. That will get out of play. Raballer, Weathers, and Hart in the second for John A. Logan. But McAnally trying to extend the bottom part of the first. Got a piece of it, fouls it back to the screen. keeps the count at 1 ball and a couple of strikes. Tough early season schedule for North as that's high. Lost to Eastern Florida, 9-zip. Dyersburg out of Tennessee, 8-7. And Meridian College, 3-2. Just a bit outside and the count full. Lost a 6-run game to the State College of Florida. And by 8 to Pensacola State before that win over John Melvin. Just a little bit outside and a free pass to first for McAnally. 2-out walk and a base runner on for Elijah Gilliams. Gilliams 1 RBI, 4 strikeouts. Coyotes, by their own admission, have struggled a bit at the plate early. As a team hitting 190. But if you will recall, a year ago, had some early season struggles and then came on to win the ACCC. On the inside part of the plate. No balls, couple of strikes. McAnally at first. And here is the 0-2 Howard offering. It is behind Gilliams, and that will allow McAnally on the wild pitch to get into scoring position. So Gilliams with a chance to drive in a run. With 1 ball and a couple of strikes. Pace Young hoping to come to the plate in the first for the Coyotes. Shot over towards second. Weathers will field, go to first. Gilliams out on the 4-3. So both teams send 4 to the plate and leave 1 on in the first. We go to the second in a scoreless game.
We are the Pack. We are Coyotes. We are Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Top of the second gets underway. Pablo Raballer starting it off. Jonah Weathers and Jaden Hart due up in the inning, too. Both teams with a runner. Both teams strand that runner in the first. And here we go in the second. Convenient one hop into the mid of Hart. A little too tall with the throw over to first. And safely on is Raballer. That will be scored, though, as a base hit. So Raballer picking up the first base hit of the game for John A. Logan. And Jonah Weathers with a base runner on. Weathers a .286 hitter, 4 hits in 14 trips to the plate. Safely back goes Raballer. Jaden Hart moving to the on-deck circle. Possibility of 2. There's the 6, the 4, and the 3. So the Coyotes in the bottom of the first had a single wiped out by Gary caught stealing. John A. Logan in the top of the second. That base hit wiped out by the DP. And there is 2 gone. Jaden Hart to the plate. A little inside with the Kobe Riggs pitch. June Farley moving to the on-deck circle. Here's the 1-0. Got the outside part of the plate. Well, about 2.5 weeks ago, we were 8 to 10 inches deep in snow. Today it is 77 degrees in Bruton. Inside with the offering, feels like 80. UV index 5 and moderate. Air quality 24 and good. A 5:31 sunset. Of course, no lights here at Bruton, so if we play extras, still going to wrap it up around 5:30. On the outside part of the plate, and the count runs full. And coincidentally, the Super Bowl starts at 5:30, so heck, we got to wrap it up in 9 anyway. I mean, not that mandates that we stop after 9 if we're tied up. 3-2 offering, just a little bit low. That is walk number 2 from Riggs. And both have been 2-out walks. Had a 2-out walk to Weigert in the first. And Hart walks with 2 gone in the second. June Farley to the plate. Farley hitting .333. Only his 4th trip to the plate this year. 1 of 3 coming in. Runner taking off, throw down, and tagged out trying to get the second is Hart. Well, thus far today, it has not been a good day for base runners. Both who've tried have been denied. We go to the bottom of the second. Young, Ergel, and Davis coming up for the Coyotes.
When you're starting something new, it's never easy. You're going to make mistakes. You'll doubt yourself. But you're in a place that wants you to succeed, thrive. And soon, it will just start to feel right. Suddenly, you'll get it. Your fear will turn to confidence. First-time tasks become second nature. And what seemed impossible is right in front of your eyes. Because once the light bulb goes on, there's no turning back. You may wonder how you got here, and be glad you did. That's Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Bottom of the second, Pace Young starting it off. Goes after the first pitch, sends it to Rabala at first. He will field on the two-hopper and go over to the bag and get one away. DJ Ergel next. Jay Davis to the on-deck circle. Top part of the inning, Vols get a base hit from Rabala. He's taken out on the Weathers double play. And then Hart, who walks, caught stealing second. There's another first pitch swing, and this one will be popped up to short. Just on the grass, Harlan makes the catch, 2 away. So 2 gone for Jay Davis. Jay Davis, 3 plate appearances, looking for his first base hit. Outside with a pitch, Blake Smith to the on-deck circle. Round Harlan at short, bobbled it, but able to pick it back up, go to first, and I think it is there in time. It is, and Davis will ground into the 6-3. 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the second. We're headed to the third and at the bottom of the order for the Vols.
You've started this journey by yourself, but you won't have to go it alone. Because now you're a part of something, a community that wants you to succeed, thrive. We don't care where you've been, only where you're going, and how we can help you get there. Here, instead of getting lost in the crowd, you'll discover found family, fellow travelers, coyotes. You'll experience new possibilities and emerge stronger, more knowledgeable, together. That's the pack. That's Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
First pitch to begin the top of the third, and June Farley just a bit outside of the strike zone. Hayden Bates and Cruz Harlan due up in the inning as well. Riggs pitch, got the outside part. A reminder, if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please do. You're watching the game on the YouTube media player, even if you went to our website. Did he go? He did, according to Blue. Who's wearing black, by the way? On a warm day. Now, probably they picked out their February garb, a couple of weeks ago. But that black clothing probably a little warm. On a 77-degree day that feels like 80. Count even at 2 on Farley. But we are trying to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month. And I think we're about 2-something away. Goal for the year, 10,000. I originally said goal eventually is 1 million, but that would be 10,000 a year for 100 years. So I think I'm going to have to step that up a little bit. But we'll stick with the 6,000 by the end of the month. 2-2 offering. And that will be an infield single for Farley, I think. Let's wait and see how the official scorekeeper scores it. Trying to go over and field on the short hop with Smith. And that meant Hart didn't have an opportunity to make the play. Farley is on. And that is going to be an E5, I would assume. So it'll be charged to Smith. Inside with the pitch, and that will allow Farley to take second. And that error being the second charge to Coastal North. Vols have had one runner in third, got Weiger there in the first. Coastal North has had one player in scoring position. McAnally got there in the first inning, too. Hayden Bates with a base runner in second, Farley. Riggs with a glance to the runner. Here's the pitch. Trying to catch that outside part that's been so kind to him, but a little bit too far outside. Three and 0 to Bates, top of the order, awaits on deck. And that is ball 4. Off to first goes Bates. So a couple of base runners on. We're back to the top of the order. Cruz Harlan, who had a fly out to right field. That was that great catch by Jay Davis. Back to the plate with a couple of runners on and nobody gone. Showing bunt, trying to move the runners up. Riggs thinking he had committed, but the official says no. Outside of the strike zone, 1-0. Bunted foul in the direction of third. Here's the 1-1 offering. Harlan awaits the DH. Brian Arview on deck. And is dropped over at third. Excellent punt. Coming into field, Smith, but nowhere to go with it. And the base is loaded for the Vols. So Smith did everything he could do to get to it. Couldn't in time. Harlan with a single. Farley at third. Bates in between at second. Brian Arview stepping in. Arview 6 of 12 on the year. That was coming into the game, struck out in his first plate appearance in the first inning. Four RBIs, second most on the team. With the bases loaded, nobody gone. Riggs pitch, just a little bit outside, and the count evens. One ball, one strike. Austin Weigard, who leads the team in RBIs, on deck. On the inside part of the plate, Riggs just challenged him with one. Coyotes trying to beat the odds. The odds are when you've got the bases loaded and nobody gone, at least a run comes in, but the Coyotes trying to keep that from happening. That is lifted pretty deep, though. To the fence, reaching back to make sure he's got room. Davis. He'll make the catch. Farley will tag. And Johnny Logan gets on the board with Arview's 5th RBI of the year. Meanwhile, Bates taking third, so runners on the corners. Weigard with a walk, a stolen base. And advanced on an error. Got to third, and that's where he was stranded in the first. He'll pop this one up in the direction of center field. That will drop in front of Jeremiah Gary. Coming in from third is Bates. Weigard, his 7th RBI. And Johnny Logan plates their 2nd run. Two 2-0 Vols with Trey Swiderski to the plate. Pablo Rabalo to the on-deck circle. Vols planning a couple of runs. Got a single out. Outside with the pitch. Swiderski, a .235 hitter on a .252 hitting Vols team. Dribbled foul in the direction of third. Two runs in, Farley and Bates. Count even at one on Swiderski. Goes to second and able to get back safely is Harlan. Eight, 9, and 1 spots when you get to the bottom of the third for the Coyotes. 1-1 Riggs pitch. Committing on the swing is Swiderski. And the count goes to 1-2. Another look to second, but able to get back again. Harlan this time without a throw. Swiderski struck out in the first. 0 for 1 in the ball game. Just a little bit low. Well, that is that spot that's been pretty kind to Riggs. Maybe a little lower than he typically goes on the outside part. And as a result, out of the strike zone. And the count even 2 each. Pablo Rabala on deck. Well, you talk about a good-looking turf. The field looks great this afternoon. I think maybe that snow did, and seriously, kind of enhance the green of these turfs. Count stays even in 2. Brewton, Alabama on the 9th of February. Team out of Illinois and a team obviously from right here in Alabama. Battling it out in non-conference play. Popped up to Jay Davis in right. He will make the catch, tagging is Harlan. And Harlan takes third on the fly out by Swiderski. Two gone for Pablo Rabala. And, of course, where the Coyotes are concerned, they're looking to defend their Division II ACCC title. Last year, the tournament played in Oxford. Won't be there this year. This year, headed to Montgomery. That is hit well towards left field. And in foul territory, able to go over and make the catch, is Pace Young. Just hung with it, running the perimeter of the fence. Brings it in, leaves 2 stranded, but 2 in. As we head to the bottom of the 3rd and the bottom of the Coyote order.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
A couple of runs played in the top part of the inning. The 8 and 9 hitters coming in for John A. Logan, Farley, and Bates. And the 8 and 9 hitters starting things off for the Coyotes in the bottom of the third. The two Smiths, Blake and Will. First pitch just a little bit high. Second appearance of the year for the Vol pitcher Thomas Howard. He's worked a total of 2 innings. As this one is sent towards right field, and coming in to make the catch, make that left field, is Austin Weiger. So Smith with a fly out to left. And there's one away for Will Smith. Howard with a 13 ERA. And in those 2 innings of work prior, gave up a total of 6 hits and 7 runs. Top of the order, moving to the on-deck circle. Well, I was talking about the turfs, and Daniel had the AD tells me that they are maintained by Coastal Alabama alumni Mac Siebert of All Pro Turf Management from Pensacola. And yeah, these fields look as good as I've ever seen them. Good job, All Pro Turf Management. Ground to Harlan at short. He'll go to first, and Smith will go out on the 6-3. Top of the order, Jeremiah Gary coming to the plate. Gary with a single, got caught stealing second in the first. By the way, Daniel, where are you? We thought you would be here. I guess he's probably, prepping for the Super Bowl party, which I did not receive the invitation to. I'm not sure, Daniel, what happened. I mean, the mail service is so these days. Maybe that was it? I'm not even sure I'm going to watch the Super Bowl tonight. I think there is, though, a free app. That would be the only way I could watch it. Don't have cable anymore. But I think it is Tubi that is giving you a free app and access to the Super Bowl. Fouled away. Brooks Hart to the on-deck circle. No balls, couple of strikes. Weathers, Hart, and Farley when you get to the 4th for John A. Logan. That is ground in the direction of first. That's a fair ball, hopped over Robala. Winds up in right field, the big turn by Gary, and he will scamper back to the bag. 2 Coyote hits, and they both belong to Gary. So a 2-out single with a base runner on. Brooks Hart coming to the plate. High and away with a pitch. Daniel is doing his new gig, coaching T-ball. Today, T-ball tryouts. All right. I have done T-ball. Wow, that almost got him. It did. Trying to get back. Gary picked off at first. So the single, but the pick. It is a scoreless bottom of the 3rd. We head to the 4th in a 2-zip game.
There once was a young coyote.
You're fired.
he found himself ill-suited for the jobs of the world. He struggled to compete in the corporate environment.
Yeah, this isn't working out.
And failed at the simplest of tasks.
I think I'm gonna have to let you go.
No matter how hard he tried, his coyote hands were just not meant for regular jobs.
That guy is fired.
Until one day, when he was hired for the perfect job. To become a mascot. And then he found the place where he could thrive. Find the place where you thrive at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Top of the fourth gets underway. Jonah Weather starts it. Jaden Hart and June Farley due up in the inning 2. Weather's wrapped into a double play, his first trip to the plate. By the way, Daniel, you were talking about T-ball. And yes, we have. It's been a long time, but have actually streamed T-ball before. Might have provided one of the most memorable baseball moments for me. I've never done a game in which the right fielder tackled his own first baseman, but it happened in a T-ball game. Punt laid down foul towards third. One and two on Weathers. Coyotes in the bottom of the fourth, 2, 3, and 4 to the plate. Hart, McAnally, and Gilliams. One-two offering, too far outside. Here's what's coming up this week on JockJive. The only day without games is Friday. Fouled off, and that one got Ergel. And he is going to be given an opportunity to shake off the pain. Monday, Bishop State, Coastal South men's and women's basketball. Tuesday, Jones College, Coastal North baseball. Wednesday, Central Georgia Tech, South Georgia Tech, men's and women's basketball. Thursday, Snead State, LBW baseball. Saturday, Florence, Darlington Tech, Georgia Military College softball. Enterprise State and Coastal Alabama North men's and women's basketball. That is all this week and all right here. Weather is sending this one to center field, and on the receiving end is Jeremiah Gary. One out for Jaden Hart. Hart with a walk in the second, got caught stealing second. June Farley to the on-deck circle. Inside with the pitch to Hart. A .235 hitter. 5 strikeouts, 3 RBIs. A total of 4 base hits this year. Just a little bit low with the pitch from Riggs. Jude Farley on deck. Well, there's that spot that has gotten him a called strike every time he hits it. 2-1 on Hart. Got a Hart on each side of the diamond. A Hart to lead things off for the Coyotes in the bottom of the inning. 5-3 put out will get Jaden Hart. And there's 2 gone. Jude Farley to the plate. Farley's got one of the 4 John A. Logan base hits. He was then shot over towards third. Initially scored as an error, changed to a base hit. Hayden Bates on deck. Ground foul in the direction of first. Farley, one of the 2 runs scored, too. He eventually came in on the sacrifice fly from Briar Arview. One ball, 1 strike, 2 gone. Nobody aboard. Top of inning number 4. In a game slated to go 7. And right now we're just about a minute shy of 1 hour in. And make that 9, by the way. 9 innings of baseball. 7 if somebody's got a lead of either 8 or 10 or more after 7. A little bit outside with a pitch to Farley. I get all these mercy rules confused. I know in summer ball you've got something like 15 after 3, 12 after 4. Roll to second. Scooped up there by Smith. Goes to first and gets Farley on the 4-3. 3 up, 3 down. Top of the 4th. We go to the bottom of the inning. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Coyotes.
We are the Pack. We are Coyotes. We are Coastal Alabama. This
Bottom of the fourth, Brooks Hart starts it. Ethan McAnally and Elijah Gilliams due up in the inning, too. Two-zip game, those two John A. Logan runs coming in the third and coming from the 8 and 9 hitters. And here we go with the fourth. Brooks Hart, a strikeout victim in the first. 2-0 Thomas pitch on the outside part of the plate. That one on the inside part, and the count evens up at 2. That is rolled towards second, scooped up by Weathers, goes to first, and Hart out number 1. So on away, Ethan McAnally next. I mentioned, by the way, that D2 Baseball, the conference tournament in Montgomery now at a couple of parks. Patterson Field to begin with. And if you're playing really well, then you're going to be playing at Riverwalk. Riverwalk, the site of, I think it is the semis in championship. Definitely the title game in the ACCC. Low and away, count even, 1 each. A long time since I've been at Patterson, but from what I understand, they've had a lot of renovations. Two and 1, the count on McAnally. And I don't think that it's anybody didn't like Oxford. Just logistically, Oxford has got a ton of sports played there. And the powers that be just didn't think they could squeeze the game in to that calendar. Into deep center field, and Jaden Hart there for the catch. McAnally hitting it to the deepest part of the park, but out number 2. And there's 2 away for Elijah Gilliams. Gilliams ground into a 4-3. Pace Young is on deck, hoping to come to the plate of the 4th. 5th inning for the Vols starts with the bottom of the order. Hayden Bates begins it. 1 hop to second. Weathers has got it, goes to first. And we had a 3 up, 3 down top part. 3 up, 3 down bottom of the 4th.
When you're starting something new, it's never easy. You're going to make mistakes. You'll doubt yourself. But you're in a place that wants you to succeed, thrive. And soon, it will just start to feel right. Suddenly, you'll get it. Your fear will turn to confidence. First-time tasks become second nature. And what seemed impossible is right in front of your eyes. Because once the light bulb goes on, there's no turning back. You may wonder how you got here, and be glad you did. That's Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Bottom of the order, top of the fifth. Hayden Bates will start it. Cruz Harlan, Briar R. View due up in the inning 2. Bates with a walk and a run scored. He scored one of the 2 runs that played it in the 3rd inning. Driven in on the Weigerd single. Bottom of the inning, Young, Ergel, and Davis for the Coyotes. 0-2 pitch, too far outside. Riggs with a couple of strikeouts in the game, and they both came in the first. Got Arview and Swinurski. 1-2 pitch. That is ground towards short. The convenient 2-hopper. Hart's got it. Goes to first, and Bates is out, number 1. So on away, Cruz Harlan next. That was a good-looking toss from Riggs. Breaks into the strike zone. Looked like it might stay outside. Instead, breaks into it. 0-1. Harlan 1 for 2. Has popped out and singled. And it is 0-2. Briar Arview on deck. Riggs has retired 6 straight now, after giving up the RBI single to Austin Weigerd. On 2 pitch, just a bit outside. Pace Young, DJ Ergel, Jay Davis in the bottom of the 5th for the Coyotes. The D2 winner in baseball. I'm not sure if they go to a district again this year like they did a year ago, or if it is a direct path to Enid, Oklahoma in the World Series. But let's assume they do the same, which would mean they take on a D2 winner out of Florida, the ACCC champ, before heading to Oklahoma and David Allen Memorial Ballpark. Three balls, couple of strikes, full count on Harlan. And he'll be given a walk with the inside pitch. That is the first Riggs walk since Hart got one in the second. Harlan on, Briar Arview coming to the plate. 0 for 1 with an RBI. Had a sacrifice that drove in Jude Farley in the 3rd inning. Picked up his 6th RBI. And for an at-bat or two, actually it was an at-bat, he was tied for the team lead in RBIs. But Weigerd came up and produced an RBI single and took the lead back. Well, Riggs apparently injured and has taken himself out of the game. So we will have an unanticipated change in pitchers here in the top of the 5th with a base runner on and 1 away.
There once was a young coyote.
You're fired.
He found himself ill-suited for the jobs of the world. He struggled to compete in the corporate environment.
Yeah, this isn't working out.
And failed at the simplest of tasks.
I think I'm gonna have to let you go.
No matter how hard he tried, his coyote hands were just not meant for regular jobs.
That guy is fired.
Until one day, when he was hired for the perfect job. To become a mascot. And then he found the place where he could thrive. Find the place where you thrive at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Joey Everett comes in. Kobe Riggs with an unplanned exit. Took himself out of the game. Tapped his shoulder as if to say there was some pain over the shoulder. First throw from Irvin will go to first, designed to pick off Harlan. Instead, it will give Harlan third. Second Coyote error of the game, and Harlan is at third. Riggs, 4 1/3 innings of work, 19 faced, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, 4 hits given up. 2 runs thus far, and he is responsible for Harlan at third. Our view slicing that one in the direction of left. It will get out of play. Our view 0 for 1 with an RBI. Had it on a sacrifice. A sacrifice that drove in Jude Farley. High and away with a pitch to our view. Swing and a miss, and out will go Arview, his second strikeout of the game. And Irvin begins things with a K. So 2 gone. Austin Weigert coming to the plate. Weigert with a walk, a single, an RBI. Irvin's pitch into the strike zone. Joey Irvin, one prior appearance, worked an inning into third. Gave up a hit, 3 runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout. And that inside pitch will get Weigert. He'll take the free trip down to first. Of course, he's thinking it's not free. Took a dink to get there, but he is headed to first with a runner on the other corner, Harlan. Trey Swiderski coming to the plate. Swiderski with a strikeout and a flyout, 0 for 2 in the game. Pablo Raballer on deck. Young, Ergel, and Davis in the Coyote fifth, hoping to get in the home half of the inning and still a 2-zip game. Vols trying to bring in another, got Harlan at third. Irvin, a glance to the runner at first. There's the pitch. And it is 0-2 on Swiderski. Swiderski, the last out of the first with the strikeout. Inside with a pitch and running is Weigert on the throw. He'll go to second. And a couple of base runners in scoring position. Gets there without a throw from Ergel. Irvin's 1-2 pitch. Swiderski also the second out in the third inning with the pop out to right field. 1-2 offering. Too low, too far outside. Count goes even at 2. Two-two pitch, swing, a miss, and out will go Swiderski, leaving a couple of base runners on. So Irvin comes in, commits the error, gets Harlan to third, but strands him there with a strikeout of Arview and Swiderski. In between, Weigert hit, but he's left on 2. And we head to the bottom of the 5th. Still 2-zip Vols.
We are the Pack. We are Coyotes. We are Coastal Alabama. This is where
Bottom of the fifth, first pitch. Popped up in the direction of center field, over the shoulder catch by shortstop Harlan. And Pace Young, one pitch in, and there's one out on the bottom of the fifth. DJ Ergel next, 0 for 1 in the game. Ergel, a .250 hitter coming into the day, 1 of 4. His prior other at-bat happened in the second when he popped out to short. Let me lift it out of play. Ergel, the second out in the second inning. Trying to avoid becoming the second out in the fifth inning. Thomas, whose only other start resulted in 2 innings of work, is now into his fifth in start number 2. Jay Davis on deck. John A. Logan with 5, 6, and 7 due up in the 6th. That is out of the park. Solo home run, DJ Ergel. First home run of the year for Ergel. It is the 3rd for the Coyotes. And with one swing of the bat, the lead is cut in half. Just hung it over the plate. And Ergel will hop on it, send it out of the park, make it a 2-1 game. Bringing the tying run to the plate in the form of Jay Davis. And that has got Coach out to have a conversation with Thomas Howard. Howard getting Young to fly out on the first pitch, and then Ergel flew out, as in out of the park. Not sure how far it is from home plate to left field, but it was long enough to get Ergel in and cut the lead in half to a 2-1 game. Jay Davis ground into a 6-3 in the second. Blake Smith on deck. That is popped up. Shallow left. And again, the shortstop Harlan able to make the catch. 2 gone. Blake Smith with a fly out to left field. He was the first out in the 3rd inning, to the plate in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the 0-2. It is ground towards Harlan. It's short, and he'll boot it, and on is Smith. So the ball's first error puts a base runner on. Smith at first. Will Smith coming to the plate. Tying run on. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Will Smith ground into the 6-3. He was the middle out in the 3rd inning. Throw to first, and safely back goes Blake Smith. Blake Smith does not have a stolen base, hasn't tried to steal one. Over to first, and he was kind of breaking towards second. He'll get picked off. And Will Smith will be left at the plate. 1 run in, DJ Ergel with a solo shot. We go to the 6th in a 2-1 game.
When you're starting something new, it's never easy. You're going to make mistakes. You'll doubt yourself. But you're in a place that wants you to succeed, thrive. And soon, it will just start to feel right. Suddenly, you'll get it. Your fear will turn to confidence. First-time tasks become second nature. And what seemed impossible is right in front of your eyes. Because once the light bulb goes on, there's no turning back. You may wonder how you got here, and be glad you did. That's Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Top of the 6th gets underway. Mid part of the order, Pablo Rapala to the plate. North has trimmed that to a 1-run lead as that one is shot towards left field. It will find the gap and roll for Rapala on his way to second, and he is standing there with a leadoff double. So Rapala trying to get that run back. Given up in the bottom part of the 5th on the home run by Ergel. Leading it off with a double, Jonah Weathers to the plate. Weathers 0 for 2 is ground into a double play, popped out to center field. Swing bunt, outside throw to second. Able to dive back in safely is Rapala. Jaden Hart to the on-deck circle. Joey Irvin, an unexpected entry into the game. After the injury to Kobe Riggs. Riggs, by the way, we've got the final numbers. 4 1/3 innings of work, 19 faced, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, 4 hits, and 2 runs allowed. And we'll get out of play for Weathers. Two-one pitch, bunted foul, and the count evens up. Trying to get Rapala to third. Nobody going, top of the 6th, 9-inning game. Doesn't look like a mercy rule is going to be triggered. So we'll go the full 9, unless, of course, we're knotted up after 9. A little bit inside with the pitch. Which would mean extras. 3 balls, couple of strikes. Here is the payoff pitch to Weathers. That is just a bit outside, and Weathers walked. It'll be the first walk from Irvin. It will be the 4th from Coyote pitching. And now Coach Keith Griffin coming out to the bump to have a conversation with Joey Irvin, who has faced 5, about to face his 6th. Has struck out 2, hit 1, walked 1, and given up a double. Jaden Hart has walked and ground out to 3rd. And staying in the game is Irvin. Didn't think he was coming out. This was just kind of a motivational seminar on the bump. Couple of base runners on. Weathers at first. Rabarner is at second. Joey Irvin with nobody gone. Showing bunt is hard, and he will send it foul. And that might have nibbled one of the fingers of Jaden Hart. And I think he was pointing towards the pinky. Well, Hart says he only needs 4 fingers to grasp the bat, so if the pinky's bad, he'll shake it off and get back into the box with a couple of base runners on. June Farley moving to the on-deck circle. Weathers with his lead at first, Rabarner at second. And now you got a balk, and both runners will move up. So now a couple of RBI chances for Hart. And instead of trying to lay the bunt down, trying to drive in the runs, June Farley awaiting his chance next. Hart facing Joey Irvin for the first time in the game. Hart's 2 prior appearances at the plate were against Riggs. Hart, a .235 hitter this year. 4 hits and 3 RBIs. Outside pitch, 1-2. Nine, 1, and 2 in the order when you get to the bottom of the inning for Coastal North. Popped up, will it stay retrievable? Nope, it's out of the field of play. Giving it a look at first is Ethan McAnally. But it will get out of play. Another 1-2 offering. Hart walked with 2 gone in the second and was out number 2 in the fourth. And out number 1 in the sixth with a strikeout. That is the 3rd of the game for Joey Irvin. And a pinch hitter for Jude Farley. This is Jackson Militello. Militello, 1 of 8. Driving that one foul. Got an RBI and 2 strikeouts. And is called upon to try to bring in Rapala and Weathers in the top of the 6th. Thurman trying to shut him down. June Farley, by the way, had gone 1 for 2. Batting in the 8th spot. And scored a run. Militello driving that one just foul in the direction of third. Hayden Bates on deck. Here is the 0-2 offering to Militello. And another one fouled away. Militello with Rapala at third, Weathers at second. Hart strikes out. 1 away, 2 on. Top of the 6th. High inside pitch. Will Smith, Jeremiah Gary, Brooks Hart in the bottom of the 6th for Coastal North. Another one fouled away. And it will stay 1 ball and a couple of strikes. I mentioned subscribing to our YouTube channel. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Blue Skies. You name it. If it is a free app or social media service, we typically subscribe. Another high pitch, count even at 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Militello pinch hitting for Jude Farley. Top of the 6th. That is popped up left side. And it's out of the park. He just continued to drift back, pace young, hoping to get underneath. Instead, flies out of the park, and Militello will pick up his first home run of the year, and it will drive in 3. So a pinch hit homer from Militello. And John A. Logan rebuilding and adding to the lead. 4-1 advantage. Hayden Bates to the plate. And for Irvin, that is the first round tripper given up. Bates with a swing and miss. Cruz Harlan to the on-deck circle. Bates with a walk and a ground out. 0 for 1 in the game with a run scored. John A. Logan, a 2-run third. And thus far a 3-run 6th outside with a pitch. Bates walked with nobody out in the first. Ground out and became the first out in the 5th, and now has struck out and becomes the second out in the 6th. And Irvin now with a couple of Ks in both innings pitched, 5th and 6th. Cruz Harlan, a single, a fly out, reached on an error. Actually advanced on an error after walking. So 1 for 2 in the game. In low with the first pitch from Irvin. Briar Arview to the on-deck circle. A little bit outside, 2-0. Conference play won't be far away for North. The conference tournament happening about 3 weeks deep into April. So conference play in D2 of the ACCC, a 2-division conference, starting by the end of the month, I would assume. Definitely no later than the 1st of March. Walk given to Harlan. That is the second Irvin walk, and that apparently will be his last. Coach Griffin coming out of the dugout. Handed to the bump, second visit in the inning. The afternoon done for Irvin, and the new guy coming in when we come back.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Top of the 6th, a 5-1 ball game. The new pitcher to Briar Arview is Noah Morgan. And that will be fouled out of play. 0-1 on Arview. Joey Irvin working an inning into third, facing 9, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 hits. Thus far, 3 runs, is responsible for Harlan at first. So Noah Morgan, the third pitcher used this afternoon for the Coyotes. Facing Arview, Harlan takes off. And the throw a tad off its mark. That will give Harlan an extra back. And he will wind up at third. So that potential fourth run of the game for Joey Irvin. Now 90 feet away in scoring position for Briar Arview. Arview with an RBI on a sacrifice. It was a sacrifice to right field in the third. And it brought in June Farley. That is ground to short. Grabbed there by Hart. Goes to first. Arview out on the 6-3, but Militello with a pinch hit 3-run shot pushes the Vols out in front by 4.
You've started this journey by yourself, but you won't have to go it alone. Because now you're a part of something, a community that wants you to succeed, thrive. We don't care where you've been, only where you're going, and how we can help you get there. Here, instead of getting lost in the crowd, you'll discover found family, fellow travelers, Coyotes. You'll experience new possibilities and emerge stronger, more knowledgeable, together. That's the Pack. That's Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Bottom of the 6th, bottom of the order. Will Smith starts it. Thomas Howard working his way into the 6th inning, the starting Vol pitcher. Jeremiah Gary and Brooks Hart coming up in the inning 2, a 3-run top of the 6th. Militello came in to pinch hit for June Farley and had a 3-run home run. And in the bottom of the 5th, it was a homer that had gotten the Coyotes to within 1. Count even in 2 on Smith. Smith 0 for 1 in the game. He was out number 2 in the 3rd. Winning ground into the 6-3. 2-2 Howard pitch. That is a foul ball in the direction of 3rd. Charging into field was Bates, but it is foul. And the fellow with 2 of the 3 Coyote base hits on deck. And a check swing. And an appeal, and apparently he did not go. Howard thinking it was a strike. An appeal down to first, and Smith did not go. And the count full, 3-2. And we'll hit the pole right here in front of moi. And I know there's a net between me and it. But it was just my normal reflexes. Get out of the way. Something's incoming. 3-2 offering. And another one fouled away. It is a warm day in Bruton. Swing, a miss, and out will go Will Smith. And Howard picks up his first strikeout since fanning the second guy he faced in the first inning. Back to the top of the order, a 2-for-2 Jeremiah Gary. Brooks Hart on deck. But I mentioned that heat and that sun, it is setting in the west, so apparently I now know the direction of west from the ballpark here. And if I was not a redneck before I got here, I probably will be when I leave. Not much in the way of clouds. Ground to second. Weathers will field, go to first, and Gary for the first time is an out. At least from a hitting perspective. He did get caught stealing second and got picked off at first after his first and third inning singles. Two gone for Brooks Hart. A little bit inside with a pitch to Hart, who is 0 for 2. Well, we are currently running at a clip of about an hour per 3 innings. Not quite 2 hours in, but almost to the end of 6. Outside with a pitch, 2-1. Hart struck out in the second. I make that in the first. And then ground into the 4-3 in the fourth. That is shot towards left field, and it's foul by about 1.5 feet. Ethan McAnally moving to the on-deck circle. 7th inning for John A. Logan has Weigert, Swiderski, and Raballer coming to the plate. Count even at 2. That is a base wrap into right field. Brooks Hart with a 2-out shot. 4th hit of the game for the Coyotes. And let's see if that does it for Thomas Howard. He was paid a 5th inning visit. And it looks like he's going to get a 6th inning exit. Working a total of 5 2/3. The rest of the Howard numbers when we return. The new guy for the Vols on the bump after the break.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Brooks Hart on at first, 2 gone. The new pitcher is Eli Porter. Thomas Howard, the starter, worked 5 2/3. Faced 20, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, 4 hits. And thus far has allowed a run. He is responsible for Hart at first. Ethan McAnally, a walk and a fly out to center. And it was a deep fly out to center. About as far as you can send it in center field and keep it in the park. 2-1 offering. That a shot towards left field to the wall, and watching it sail out of the park is Austin Weigart. So home run number 2 in back-to-back innings for the Coyotes. And this one from McAnally. So the final numbers on Howard: 5 2/3, 20 faced, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, 4 hits, 2 runs allowed. He and Porter will share responsibility for the 2 that came in on the McAnally home run. Elijah Gilliams 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs to second. Outside with the Eli Porter pitch. Pace Young on deck. Logan away with the offering, 3-1. Three-one pitch. Got the outside part of the plate, and the count runs full on Gilliams, who was the last out in the 1st and 4th, trying to avoid becoming the last out in the 6th. Here's the payoff. It is outside, and walked down to first is Gilliams. A little bit inside with the offering to a pinch hitter for Pace Young. And I have not yet discovered who the pinch hitter is. Got one mobile device which has gotten too hot and says, I'm not working in this kind of heat. Got back-to-back walks and down to first goes our pinch hitter. And then an entirely new, that's the beautiful thing about any job, I guess, but broadcasting in particular. Always something new. I don't think I have ever contended with a dog getting in on my power cables. I mean, he's not a malicious dog, just, kind of hanging out, but hanging out in the wrong spots. And apparently that is going to do it for Eli Porter. And by the way, that pinch hitter was Rustin Pope that was walked in the place of Pace Young. And after facing 3, Porter comes out, the new guy, when we return.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Bottom of the 6th, then the new pitcher is Carter McKinney. Eli Porter will face 3, walk 2, gave up a home run, is responsible for the 2 runners on, and thus far has been charged with 1. As McKinney comes in to try to finish off the bottom of the 6th. Meanwhile, DJ Ergel would love to have the same success he had in the 5th. Send one out of the park. That is rolled over towards Raballer. He'll hop up underhand to McKinney, and Ergel will ground into the 3-1. 2 runners stranded, but 2 runners in, and it's back to a 2-run game headed to the 7th.
There once was a young coyote.
You're fired.
He found himself ill-suited for the jobs of the world. He struggled to compete in the corporate environment.
Yeah, this isn't working out.
And failed at the simplest of tasks.
I think I'm gonna have to let you go.
No matter how hard he tried, his coyote hands were just not meant for regular jobs.
That guy is fired.
Until one day, when he was hired for the perfect job. To become a mascot. And then he found the place where he could thrive. Find the place where you thrive at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Top of the 7th gets underway. Austin Wingard will start it off. Trey Swiderski and Pablo Raparlo. 2 up in the inning, 2. In a 2-run game, Noah Morgan, who came into the game and worked an at-bat in the top of the 6th, got our view to ground into a 6-3. On the hill to begin the 7th, McAnally joining teammate DJ Ergel with 1 out of the park and turning it into a 2-run game again. Wingard has walked, singled, and been hit by a pitch. The single drove in a run. He's stolen a base twice in the 1st and 5th innings. Count runs full. And there is a walk handed out to Wingard. And he'll go down to first with walk number 6 from Coyote pitching. The first from Noah Morgan. Trey Swiderski to the plate. Swiderski 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts and a flyout. Into the zone with the opening pitch from Morgan. Well, that end of the 6th put the finishing touches on a couple of pitchers, Porter and Irvin. Irvin will finish with an inning into 3rd. Face 9, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 hits, 3 runs, and a hit batsman. And Porter facing 3, walking 2, giving up a hit and a run. There's a strikeout of Swiderski. Got the inside part of the plate. One aboard for Pablo Raparlo, who is 2 for 3 in the game. Singled, doubled, scored, and flew out. All about facing Riggs and Irvin in his first look at Morgan pitching. Coyotes in the 7th, Davis, Smith, and Smith. 7, 8, and 9 in the order. Couple of pitches missing to Raparlo. Jonah Weathers to the on-deck circle. Morgan's pitch, low and away, 3-0. John A. Logan trying to go to 4-2 on the young year. Coyotes looking to improve to 2-5. And there is the second walk issued by Morgan. So a couple of runners aboard, Raballer and Wigard. And now coach coming out to have a conversation with Noah Morgan. So while they talk, we do this. Conversation over, staying in the game is Morgan to face Jonah Weathers. Weathers 0 for 2, is ground into a double play, popped out to center field, walked and scored. Jaden Hart is on deck. That is ground foul towards third. Morgan has sandwiched walks around a strikeout of Swiderski. And as a result, 2 on. First and second for John A. Logan. There is a base wrap into left field for Weathers. And then it's booted in left by Young. And I think that is now Davis. As all the way to third goes Weathers. RBI single, but the error brings in another and gets Weathers 90 feet away. And Davis moved from right to left field when Pope came into the ballgame, and Pope into right. And now coach coming out for the second time in as many at-bats. And that means the day done for Morgan, and we're about to get our fourth pitcher of the afternoon for the Coyotes.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Top of the 7th, new pitcher is Trey Scott. Scott relieving Noah Morgan, who had worked 2/3 of an inning, faced 5. 1 strikeout, 2 walks, and a hit. And we'll see how many runs he allows, 2 thus far, with a runner at third, that is Jonah Weathers. 1 away, Jaden Hart to the plate. That is sent towards Gary in center field. He'll make the catch, but tagging from third is Weathers, and Hart with an RBI on the sacrifice. And that will allow us to put the finishing touches on Noah Morgan. 2/3 of an inning, faced 5, 1 strikeout, 2 walks, a hit, and 3 runs allowed. Two gone for Militello, who made a grand entrance in the 6th with a 3-run home run. Was batting 125. But all of that changed as the pinch hitter in the 6th. On the outside part of the plate, Hayden Bates to the on-deck circle. Bottom of the 7th, Davis, Smith, and Smith. 7, 8, and 9 in the Coyote order. And there's strike 3 on the outside part. So Scott comes in, does his job, faces 2, gets them both. But John A. Logan scores 3 and pushes the lead out to 5, going to the bottom of the 7th.
There once was a young coyote.
You're fired.
He found himself ill-suited for the jobs of the world. He struggled to compete in the corporate environment.
Yeah, this isn't working out.
And failed at the simplest of tasks.
I think I'm gonna have to let you go.
No matter how hard he tried, his coyote hands were just not meant for regular jobs.
That guy is fired.
Until one day, when he was hired for the perfect job. To become a mascot. And then he found the place where he could thrive. Find the place where you thrive at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Bottom of the 7th, and a new hitter stepping in for Coastal Alabama North. And he will strike out. In for Jay Davis. That was Kyle Liner, by the way, who came in and pitched hit for Davis and was fanned. Still early in the year, so the website only has players with stats, and apparently Liner, that'll be his first stat. Blake Smith into center field. 1 out single and a base runner on for the Coyotes. 6th hit of the game for Coastal North. Will Smith trying to replicate what Blake Smith did. Outside with the offering. 0 for 2 in the game is ground out to short and struck out. Jeremiah Gary on deck. 8th inning for the Vols, 9-1-2. But the Coyotes in no hurry to get to the ball 8th. High offering to Will Smith, who was out number 2 in the 3rd and the first out in the 6th. That is hit to short, backhanded by Harlan. He will go to short, second rather, and get the out on the 6-4. Throw in the first won't get Smith, but the throw at second does get Smith. Gets Blake, doesn't get Will. Two gone as we get back to the top of the order. Jeremiah Gray to the plate. Carter McKinney in for Porter. Porter in for Howard on the hill for John A. Logan. Bunt lane down, goes back to McKinney. He'll whip it to first, and out will go Gary on the 1-3 putout. One runner stranded. Nobody scores. The lead's still 5. We head to the top of the 8th and to the bottom of the John A. Logan order.
We are the Pack. We are Coyotes. We are Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Since I don't know, you can call it whatever you want. Ace to more. First pitch, top of the 8th. Hayden Bates popping it up to shallow right and back onto the grass. Will go second baseman Will Smith. Bates, 1 pitch, 1 away. And we are back to the top of the order. Cruz Harlan coming to the plate. All right, let's give you a subscriber count, 5789. 11 away from 5,800. So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, at least 11 more before the end of the game. Growing the community. It's a small community now. Needed to be a big community, a metro. 0-1 the count on Harlan. Outside, count evens. Harlan 1 for 2 with a couple of walks. Strike delivered in the count, 1-2. New pitcher, by the way, Ace Dumont. Trey Scott will work 2/3 of an inning, face 2. Strikeout 1, no walks, no hits, no runs. Outside with the offering. And Dumont is pitcher number 5 for the Coyotes. Started with Riggs, then Irvin. Morgan and Scott came in ahead of Dumont. Brian Arview on deck. Top of the 8th. 2-2 pitch fouled away. And there's another shot. They got a piece of Urgel. And this one apparently hurt just a tad more than the other. And of course, it's about 2 hours later. And it's a lot hotter, which makes all of that stuff hurt a little more. And that might be it for Urgel. He is going to the dugout. Taking gear with him, and a new catcher is coming in. So while we await the new catcher, he gets some warm-up tosses in. We'll take a break and come right back.
You've started this journey by yourself, but you won't have to go it alone. Because now you're a part of something, a community that wants you to succeed, thrive. Here, you'll discover found family, fellow travelers, coyotes. That's the pack. That's Coastal Alabama.
Well, Coyotes getting pretty banged up in this one. Starting pitcher and his starting battery mate both leave early. Kobe Riggs, the starting pitcher, came out of the ball game early in the 5th due to an injury to the shoulder. And now DJ Urgel with an injury to the hand goes out. And the new catcher is Ashton Hardy. Count runs full, 3-2 on Harlan. 1 out, nobody on in the 8th. Briar Arview on deck. That is ground into right field and a base hit for Harlan, his second of the game. So the Vols with a 1-out base runner. Briar Arview to the plate. Arview 0 for 3 with an RBI. That RBI was on a sacrifice to right field when Jay Davis was in right. He's now in left. Pope now in right field, but that sacrifice came in the 3rd inning. Otherwise, he has struck out twice and ground out. Count evens up 1 apiece. Austin Wieger to the on-deck circle. Coyotes in the 8th, 2, 3, and 4 coming to the plate. That'll get into the dirt. Hop over to the screen. Harlan takes off for second. So a runner in scoring position here in the top of the 8th. Briar Arview, who is out number 2 in the 1st and 5th and out 3 in the 6th. At the plate in the 8th. 2-1 pitch from Ace Dumont. Got the outside part and the count evens. Well, we are back here on Tuesday. Jones College out of Mississippi coming over to take on the Coyotes. That is if Mother Nature will cooperate. There is a little rain moving into the forecast on Tuesday. And rolls away from Hardy, and on to third will go Harlan. That first of the week forecast calling for a 60% chance of rain now on Tuesday. Three balls, couple of strikes. One away, base runner in third. Arview awaiting. And that is lifted in the direction of center field. No longer got Gary there. Catch made. Tagging from third. Scoring and giving Arview his second RBI on a sacrifice is Harlan. So a productive Arview out. Driving in Harlan. And turns it into a 9-3 game. Austin Wieger to the plate. Couple of walks, hit by a pitch, 3 times on, compliments of Coyote pitching. And also had an RBI single. Oh, 1 pitch, Trey Swiderski moving to the on-deck circle. Wingard with a walk in the first. In the 7th, got hit by a pitch in the 5th, had that base hit that brought in Hayden Bates in the third. 1-1 pitch, and it is 1-2. Dumont coming into the ball game here in the 8th, facing his 4th. Has given up a single and a run. 1-2 pitch, too low, too far inside. Hart, McAnally, Gilliams all coming to the plate in the bottom of the 8th for the Coyotes. Just a little bit outside with the pitch. Hey, don't forget to sign up for our premium channel. You get to watch this and everything that we do for a year with unlimited downloads, as that'll get out of play. All for an itty-bitty baby cost. There was a walk given to Wingard. Wingard will get his 3rd walk of the ball game, his 4th pass to first. And Trey Swiderski coming to the plate with a base runner on. Swiderski 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. And a fly out to right field. Pablo Raballer to the on-deck circle. That is popped up in the direction of left. Jay Davis drifting over. He will make the catch. And Swiderski flies out for out number 3. A run's in. And the Vols will push the lead out to 6 as we head to the bottom of the 8th.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Bottom of the 8th gets underway in a 9-3 game with a new pitcher on the hill. That is Levin East. And a new guy at the plate. It is not Brooks Hart, but instead it is Tucker Carlos. Carlos taking the first pitch, hitting it deep to left field. It'll hop over the fence. And a ground rule double for Carlos. Good way for the Coyotes to begin the 8th. And for Carlos, that is his first base hit of the year. Just hopped on the first East pitch. And Ethan McAnally, who smacked a home run in the 6th, coming back to the plate. Carter McKinney, who was on the hill prior to East, worked an inning and a third. Faced 5, 1 strikeout, no walks, 1 hit and no runs. Hands it over to Levin East. And McAnally committing on the swing. Elijah Gilliams. Pace Young due up in the inning, too. That is ground towards third. Charging in Bates. He'll go to first with a throw. Get the out. Put out goes 5-3. Wasn't a sacrifice, but behaves like one, getting Carlos to third. And there is one away for Elijah Gilliams. Gilliams lifting this one in the direction of right field. It will drop in. And Carlos in to score from third. Williams with an RBI single. It is a 4-3 game. I make that a 9-4 game. And Pope will come to the plate. Rustin Pope, 1 of 12 on the season, came into the ballgame in the 6th for Pace Young. And when Pope came into the ballgame in the 6th, walked. That 6-run lead trimmed to 5. Got a base runner in first. 1 away. Bottom of the 8th. That is ground towards third. There won't be a play for Bates. And it'll be an infield single for Pope. His second hit of the year. Two are aboard for Ashton Hardy. Hardy came into the ball game with the injury to DJ Ergel behind the plate and will bat in Ergel's spot. Ergel leaves 1 of 3 with a home run and an RBI. And Hardy takes over. Here's the 0-1 pitch. A little bit inside. No balls, 1 strike. Couple of base runners on. Coyotes would prefer not to wait till the 9th to cut this lead even narrower. And have a couple of base runners on with 1 away. 0-2 pitch to Hardy. East giving base runners a look. There's the pitch. It's into the zone. And out will go Hardy looking. Two gone and Liner to the plate. Liner came into the game, batted in the spot where Jay Davis was in the 7th and struck out. Now back to the plate in the 8th with 1 in and 2 on, 2 gone. Coyotes would like to at least get a couple of more runs before going to the 9th inning, when they'll face the mid part of the order, 5, 6, and 7. In the Vols lineup, Raballer, Weathers, and Hart. Blake Smith next if Liner gets on. Outside with the pitch. East hoping that Liner would chase, but doesn't. One-two pitch, East. That is shot in the direction of right field over towards Swiderski. He will make the catch. And the 2 runners on left on. Coyotes get 1. We go to the 9th. It's a 9-4 Vols lead.
There once was a young coyote.
You're fired.
He found himself ill-suited for the jobs of the world. He struggled to compete in the corporate environment.
Yeah, this isn't working out.
And failed at the simplest of tasks.
I think I'm gonna have to let you go.
No matter how hard he tried, his coyote hands were just not meant for regular jobs.
That guy is fired.
Until one day, when he was hired for the perfect job. To become a mascot. And then he found the place where he could thrive. Find the place where you thrive at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Top of the ninth with the new pitcher. Luke Vax is on the hill. Facing Pablo Rabala. Rabala getting his 5th at-bat of the game. Has produced a couple of hits. Walked one, scored 2 runs. Vax in for Dumont. Dumont will work an inning, face 5. No strikeouts, a walk, a hit, and a run allowed. So the Coyotes hope to do it here in the ninth. Down by 5, and of course, part 1 of the plan, Vax needs to shut down the balls in the top part of the inning. Part 2 of that plan would be to score runs in the bottom part. Ravala with a single in the second, popped out to left field in the third, doubled in the 6th, walked in the 7th. Three balls, 1 strike. Luke Vax, one prior appearance, worked 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, 6 runs, all earned, 4 walks and 3 strikeouts. Here is the payoff pitch to Rabana. And we'll get another. And again, if you've just joined us late, maybe you were here in the first inning. And nearly 3 hours later, in the 9th, construction going on here in Bruton. So a season without a press box. There's a strikeout of Rabana. Good way for Vax to start the game. And that is the 9th K for Coyote pitching. One out for Jonah Weathers. Weathers 1 for 3. Hit into a double play, popped out to center field. Walked and singled, scored twice. Jaden Hart on deck. A couple of pitches missing from Vax. Don't forget, next for the Coyotes, it is Jones College on Tuesday. And keep a weary eye out on the schedule for Tuesday. With currently a 60% chance of rain, things might get altered a bit. Next for us tomorrow night, Bishop State, Coastal Alabama South basketball. Inside pitch, and on 4 tosses, Weathers walked. And here comes Coach Keith Griffin. Harding was about to go out to the bump and join the conversation. But I think Coach Griffin's saying, and this needs to be, what's that old saying? Imano, imano. So Griffin and Vax talk. We'll be back in a half minute. Conversation over. Weathers over at first. Hart coming to the plate. Luke Vax staying in the game. And back to the dugout goes Coach. Low and away with a Vax pitch to Hart. Jaden Hart with a walk in the second. A ground out to third in the 4th. Struck out in the 6th. Picked up an RBI in the 7th. on a sac fly. Militello to the on-deck circle. Low and away with the pitch, 2-1. Bottom of the ninth, 8, 9, and 1 in the Coyote order. And we have just crossed the 3-hour mark. 3 hours of baseball this afternoon. High pitch, 3-1. Hart trying to hold up on the swing, could not. Count runs full, 3-2. I just kind of get the impression that Coach Griffin's patience wearing thin. I don't know if Fax can stay out there if he walks Hart. Here's the payoff. It is low, and he's walked. Well, I don't see any activity yet from the dugout. So Hart on, Weathers over to second. And Militello coming to the plate. 1 for 2 in the game, a 3-run shot in the 6th. Struck out looking in the 7th. Hayden Bates to the on-deck circle. The Coyotes can ill afford to let more runs score. It's a 5-run deficit they've got to overcome in the bottom of the 9th, as is. Low and away with the pitch to Militello. Came into the game about an hour ago in the 6th inning. That is popped up, foul territory, and out of play. McAnally knew the direction it went off the bat, but from there on couldn't pick it up. And it was on the other side of the dugout. Militello with a 1-1 count. Here's the Fax pitch. Runners go. Throw will go to second. It'll wind up in center field. Weathers will come in to score. And going to third is Hart. So the Vols will match their largest lead of the game at 6. Count 1-2 on Militello. Keith Griffin, well, can we just say not a happy camper at the moment? But again, I reflect on a year ago when the Coyotes had their woes in non-conference play and even early in conference play. But by the time the end of the year rolled around, conference tournament, they had it right on track. Win the conference, advance to the district. And that apparently got a piece of Militello. So he will go to first. And that is going to draw Keith Griffin out of the dugout and to the hill. And I think he has already indicated. Plus, this is visit number 2 to the bump. So either way, somebody new coming in. The new guy will face Bates. when we return to Bruton.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Ethan McAnally, the new pitcher. Luke Vax will work a third of an inning. Face 4, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, no hits. He is allowed to run, leaves with 2 on. So the possibility of being charged with 2 more. McAnally coming over from first. And now Elijah Gilliams, who was the DH, becomes the new first baseman. 1 out, top of the 9th. You've got a couple of base runners on the corners. Militello at first, Hart at third. Low and away with a McAnally pitch. McAnally, the 7th Coyote to be on the hill. 2-1 pitch, and the count evens up. Bates with a walk in the 3rd, ground out to short in the 5th, struck out in the 6th, popped out to 2nd in the 8th. 2-2 McAnally pitch, looking over his shoulder to first, and then he'll hit Bates. And it's full for John A. Logan. So we head back to the top of the order. Cruz Harlan to the plate. Harlan with a couple of hits, couple of walks, and a flyout. Has the bases loaded with Briar Arview to the on-deck circle. First pitch fouled off by Harlan. So the Coyotes have used Riggs, Irvin, Morgan, Scott, Dumont, Vax, and now McAnally on the hill. And between the two, we've seen 10 different pitchers. Couple of strikes on Harlan. Vols have used Howard, Porter, McKinney, and East. On to offering from McAnally. And that will get out of play, foul. McAnally obviously has seen a lot of playing time, but is first on the hill. A little bit outside with the McAnally pitch. He has been in 5 of the now 7 games this year. It stays 1-2 on Harlan. (10-4) game, bases loaded, 1 away in the ninth. McAnally moving over from first. Here's the pitch. It's inside. And the count will go even. Harlan a fly out to right field as the first out in the first, singled in the third. Walked and advanced on an error in the 5th. Walked, stole a base, advanced 90 more feet on an error in the 6th. And then in the 8th, singled and scored a run. And he will strike out here in the 9th. So McAnally picking up his first K of the year. Everything he does on the bump in this one is a first. First hit batsman, first strikeout, first out. And now 2 gone with the bases full for Briar Arview. And he'll deliver into right field. Drops it down the line. In will come Hart. Here comes Militello. To third goes Bates. And Arview with a double that drives in 2. So 2 more runs in, and the lead goes to 8. Largest of the ball game. Austin Wingard next. He has been the benefactor of Coyote pitching. 3 walks, 1 hit batsman. That is 4 free passes to first for Austin Wingard. Outside with a pitch, 2-0. And he is the 8th to come to the plate in the 9th. Into the zone, 2-1. Those walks came in the first, in the 7th and 8th. Hit by a pitch in the 5th. His lone base hit produced a run in the 3rd. A little bit outside, and the count 3-1. A double began the inning. 2 walks, 2 hit batsmen, 3 runs in. And there is a walk given to Wigger. And it is full again. And a pinch hitter for Trey Swiderski. This is Cameron Yearsley. Well, the Vols have had some success with pinch hitters. And this one hit deep to right field, but it looks like it'll stay in the park. Catch made in Yearsley with a fly out for out number 3. 3 more runs in. 3 more runners stranded. And 3 more runs that the Coyotes have got to overcome in the bottom of the 9th. The lead is 8. They need 9. We're back in 60.
We are the Pack. We are Coyotes. We are Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
The new pitcher was Nathan Anderson. First pitch to Blake Smith, fouled away. 11 East will work an inning, face 6, 1 strikeout, no walks, 3 hits, 1 run allowed. And Anderson trying to wrap it up for the Vols. Coyotes trying to pull off the improbable, not the impossible. Down by 8, needing 9 in the bottom of the 9th. A little high with a pitch. Blake Smith 1 for 3 in the game. On the outside part of the plate, and the count evens up. So it looks like our total number of pitchers used is going to be pushed to 11 between the two teams. Low and inside with a pitch. And the count runs full, 3-2. Popped up on the infield. And backtracking to make the catch is Bates for out number 1. I tell you who the pitcher reminds me of slightly, except that he doesn't look skyward, and this is going way back. But he reminds me of Fernando Valenzuela a little bit. Just the way he delivers the baseball, not the look skyward. Popped up by Will Smith. Over into foul territory in front of the dugout at third. And again, Bates will make the catch. And for the Coyotes, it is down to this guy. And it is not Jeremiah Gary. Gary, the leadoff hitter, but not in this particular case. We will have a pinch hitter. And I am looking through all my numbers and cross-referencing and see if I can come up with a name for you. That is driven into left field. It'll be a base hit. And a base hit of the extra base variety. 2-out double. So I don't know who our mystery guy is, but he delivers with an extra base hit. One more spot I can look and maybe come up with a name. I think that is Blake Bowen. So Bowen delivering with a double. Brooks Hart to the plate. Got a base runner in scoring position. Bottom of the ninth. 2 gone. Anderson's offering. It will hit Hart. And there are 2 on. Ethan McAnally, first baseman turned pitcher, coming to the plate. Ethan McAnally walked, popped out, homered, ground out. And a 2-run shot in the 6th brought in he and Hart. One 1-0 pitch from Anderson. High and away, 2-0. Most runs scored with 2 gone. I'm not sure what that would be. I do know the most in softball I've ever seen scored with 2 gone, and that was 16. Fouled away by McAnally. Well, the Coyotes don't need 16. They need 9 with 2 gone. Or they'd even settle for 8. Elijah Gilliam's on deck on the inside part of the plate. And it's a 2-strike count. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. The Anderson pitch. That is sent towards center field, and it's out of the park. McAnally, 2-run shot, and now a 3-run blast. And the Coyotes not willing to call it quits yet. It becomes a 5-run game. And McAnally with a 5 RBI day. Elijah Gilliam's to the plate. 1 for 3 in the game. Couple of ground outs to second, a walk, and a single that brought in Carlos. And that is floated into right field. Gilliam's with a base hit. So a base runner on for Rustin Pope. Pope's third plate appearance came into the game for Pace Young in the 6th. Walked and singled. The lead was 8, trimmed to 5. Anderson's one offering instead of the throw to first, and safely back is Gilliams. That is shot over towards left field, but a little bit foul. And the count evens up 1 apiece. One ball, 1 strike, 2 gone. A total of 3 runs in, all on the McAnally home run. His second of the game. 3 homers total for the Coyotes. A little bit inside with a pitch. That is popped out, foul territory. It will get out of play behind the dugout at first. Ashton Hardy hoping to come to the plate. He is on deck. 2 gone in the bottom of the 9th. A runner at first. Anderson facing Pope. He went, and there is strike number 3. And out will go Pope, and that is your ball game. So it ends in rather undramatic fashion, but had its drama in the 9th. As you take a look at the numbers, 9 hits in error, 10 stranded. John A. Logan with 12 runs. 2 in the 3rd, 3 each in the 6th and 7th, and in 1 in the 8th, and tacked on 3 more in the 9th. And for the Coyotes, finishing with a total of 12 hits, 5 costly errors, leaving 7 on. And their runs divvied up this way. 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, 1 in the 8th, and 3 more in the 9th. And that'll do it for your day of baseball. Hey, enjoy the Super Bowl in, about 2 hours? And we'll see you tomorrow in Bay Minette for Bishop State and Coastal South. Don't forget, follow us Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, and definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. For all the folks with Coastal Alabama and JockJive, I'm Robert Williamson. So long, everybody. 3 hours and 29 minutes after this one began, it ends in Bruton.